Welcome back to another episode of StruckByBelz Cooldown.
Episode 3.
Episode 3.
Yeah.
I'm happy because we've been really consistent with it.
I know. By the way, guys, I'm a little sick right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I ate some kind of weird bagel the other night.
And you had a blueberry bagel.
Right. And I had this weird stomach pain, and I started throwing up during the night, and having the I guess I don't want to say that because people probably don't want to hear that.
It's normal.
Sure, it's normal, but I was having vomiting and diarrhea and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was bad, man. I felt super bad. I threw up like so many times.
Yeah.
And
you woke up at like 2 a.m.
Right.
Throwing up and having to go to the bathroom.
Right. And because of that, I feel like my voice went out because I threw up so much.
Yeah.
So and also I have like this weird chest pain, but I'm also thinking it's because of the vomiting. But I might have to go check it out and get checked out at the hospital just to make sure everything's good.
Yeah.
But
you need to get seen by a doctor.
Sure,
like it's been 2 years too late.
Right. Because they always have like this video recording thing now. They don't let you.
Yeah, but you just never schedule an appointment.
Yeah, I'll definitely get that done soon. I'm a procrastinator at heart. I think I like procrastinating, but no, I definitely need to get to the doctor.
It literally drives me crazy.
Yeah. But I definitely need to get to the doctor and definitely make sure everything's good.
Do like an annual exam or something.
Yeah, because the last couple of years, my annual exams have been through
virtual.
FaceTime or virtual, whatever. So,
which I think that's so dumb. Like, I think you can't really diagnose someone via FaceTime.
Well, you still have the blood work, so I still have to go in for the blood work, so they check my blood. And
but when was the last time you did that?
Last year. So that was last year. Yeah, when I went to the doctor.
Really?
Yeah, when I went to the ER, because we all had COVID and everything. They did my blood work, and then my doctor got the results from that.
True, but you know what I mean, like your vision. We're getting older.
No, I definitely need to go. I definitely need to go back to the eye doctor.
Yeah,
because I was speaking to my brother the other day.
Yeah.
When he was here, that he probably needs glasses. And
he doesn't wear glasses like you?
Yeah, he doesn't wear glasses, and he was complaining about headaches. And I was telling him that maybe you need to get some glasses and everything because that could be a part of that. And I was, talking about myself as well, that I need to go back because I haven't been to the eye doctor in years.
Yeah, same.
So I need new prescriptions and stuff. So, talking about that, we're talking about my brother. Last podcast episode, we were speaking how he was here, and I met my niece for the first time. But yeah, so we ended up going to Disney. Not so scary Halloween.
Mickey's not so scary Halloween.
Yeah. Mickey not so
because
scary.
you always say Hollow Scream.
Yeah, what do I say? I don't know why
Hollow Scream is in like Sea. Is it SeaWorld or Busch Gardens?
I think it's Busch Gardens.
Yeah, it's not even like an Orlando thing. And I don't think you've ever been.
No. Right? I've been in Busch Gardens, but not during Hollow Scream. No.
Yeah, I think next time we go to Magic Kingdom, it won't be like a regular, like we won't go on a random day. Like I think it will have to be either around Halloween time or Christmas time, because we experienced like little to no wait times. There wasn't a lot of people. Like we were able to get good seating for the fireworks, for the show. And I feel like every time we go to Magic Kingdom, it's like the total opposite experience.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Long lines.
Right.
Especially with a toddler.
Because last year we went to Magic Kingdom with my brother, but this year it happened to be fall under Halloween, and we went during this not so scary Mickey Halloween thing. I don't know.
Mickey's not so
scary Halloween.
It's a long title.
I know, that's why I keep messing it up, because I'm like, whatever, Mickey Halloween.
Yeah.
But the Mickey Halloween thing, it's a special ticket. Yeah. And it's a little bit more expensive, but
it's so worth it.
But I feel like it's so worth it because there's literally not a lot of people in the park. There's literally like,
I think maybe half.
Maybe 5,000.
But it's like half of what you would normally see on an average.
It's way less than half. It's way less than half.
Yeah, probably less than half.
Way less than half. It's like, I feel like it was 1/3. It's probably 1/3 of how many people you see in the park. And the lines were super short. We're talking about most lines were like 5 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And like the longer lines were like 30 to 40 minutes. There was no like hour-long or 2-hour-long lines. And like, it was an amazing experience. Like, I feel like we did so many rides in 4 hours. Yeah. Because that part of the park, it opens up from 4 to 12, I believe.
Well, the park is open like all day, but at 6 p.m. they start kicking people out who don't have
the wristband.
Yeah, so they kick out the people who are there during the day, and the people that have that special ticket, they come in around 4. So that's why you experience a lot less like wait times and whatnot, because they're kicking everybody out.
For sure. And we happened to get there like at 8 o'clock because traffic was crazy. I was hungry. We had to go get something to eat.
It took 45 minutes for checkers.
Oh my gosh.
I was so annoyed.
Was it Friday? It was Friday.
It was Friday.
It was Friday. So people were getting out of work. Traffic was ridiculous because we left the house at 5.
Yeah.
And we didn't get to the park till 8.
Yeah.
So it was crazy. And you want to talk about like what happened when we got to the park?
Well, no, I'm saying like International Drive, like that area, there's always traffic, no matter what time it is. It's just because it's so busy. It's like a tourist attraction, you know. But what were you going to say?
No, because when we got to the park, we ended up getting on the wrong train.
Oh, yeah, we ended up going to Epcot instead of
Magic Kingdom.
Magic Kingdom. So, we actually ran to the train.
Right. So there's a thing when you go to Magic Kingdom. And then the thing about the Disney parks, Magic Kingdom is the only one that's like that. Like the other parks, like Animal Kingdom. We haven't been to Epcot, so I'm not sure. But I would assume that there's another entrance for Epcot. But Magic Kingdom is the only one where you get to the gate of Magic Kingdom, you go inside, you park your car.
Yeah.
And then when you park your car, to get to Magic Kingdom, you have to cross a lake.
Yeah.
There's like
you have to take a train.
It's either you take a train or you take the lake on a boat.
No, but you still take the train from the parking lot to the ferry or the other.
You mean the little bus thing? I'm not. I'm not really speaking of the little.
No, but we
go-kart.
Didn't we take after we parked? Didn't we take the monorail?
Yeah. We were supposed to take the monorail to Disney.
To Disney, or you can take the ferry.
Correct. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I got confused.
Yeah, because Disney at Magic Kingdom, you get through the gate, you park, but you have to get to Magic Kingdom itself. There's a body of water you have to get to.
Yeah. And
you have to go across. And the problem is that, with the other parks, you just go in and you're in the park. You go in like the Animal Kingdom, you go in, you're in the park.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. When we go to Universal Orlando and everything, you go in, you park, you're in the park.
Yeah.
Magic Kingdom, you have to take a ferry or you have to take the monorail.
It's a whole process.
And we happen to get on the wrong monorail because that monorail, is like a bus station. It takes you to the other Disney parks.
Yeah.
So we got on the one that took us to Epcot instead of going to the Magic Kingdom one.
Yeah.
So, there was a whole process.
I guess we were also in a rush.
Correct.
Too. So it's like our minds was kind of like jumbled and we weren't reading the signs because we knew that it's not the first time we've been to Magic Kingdom.
I forgot, to be honest.
Me too, but we went to Magic Kingdom. We've been to Magic Kingdom this 3 times at least.
I think total since we've been down here.
Yeah, it's been 3 times. So I think we were just scatterbrained and we're trying to get there. But we didn't get there until much later on.
Right. No, but yeah, and then we ended up getting there and we had fun and everything. Great stuff. But my brother was here for a bit. We spent time with him. But
how was it seeing him after? It's only been a little over a year.
A little over a year, yeah, because he was here last year. Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely new because we grew up with each other. We was always around each other, and being so far away from each other, I was definitely new. But we're older men. We have children. We have a family. So it's. But
I feel like now you're seeing him more frequent because when both you guys were in the military, I remember when I was with you in Washington, we have seen some your brother once, and we're there for 3 years. So now it's you're seeing him almost every year compared to when you both were in the military. You guys would see each other every 3-ish years.
Correct.
And I think it's more because of now we have kids and he has kids, and I think we try to make it a priority to have the cousins at least see each other once a year, but we
Mhm.
need to do better too. we need to go see them
We
too.
need to
Yeah,
definitely go to Texas and visit sometimes.
of course.
And they recently just got a home.
Yeah.
So it'll be better for us to go now and go to their.
Yeah, when everyone's settled and all that.
Correct. But yeah, I think the next trip we're planning is to go to Korea. We're trying to go to Korea, South Korea. I believe
South Korea.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I know, but you said like,
well, yeah.
we're planning on going to South Korea. I'm like,
right,
duh.
I want to emphasize, but yes, obviously, that doesn't have to be said, obviously. But no, yeah. So we're planning on going next year, and my brother's wife, she's half Korean,
yeah,
and she said that we should do a trip and everything and go over there, family trip. So we're still deciding about going because obviously the tickets to go to Korea are like. They're kind of okay, right? They're still expensive. They're kind of okay right now if we order today. But yeah, like those tickets are expensive.
Yeah. And there's other things going on too.
There's other things. We have other things we're paying for. We're doing like this kind of new renovation in the backyard. So that's something we're gonna have to talk about.
That would be so.
I know.
Because I think we've always wanted to go to that side of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this is like a perfect excuse. I was even looking at tickets from Korea to Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm like, if we're going to go over there, it might as well go to Japan at the same time.
100%.
So like, it's only 2 hours away. And it was less than, I think it was like $100 to fly from Korea to Japan.
That would be awesome.
And I'm like, oh my God, we should totally do it.
I know. I would love like. Man,
especially Japan,
we gotta go, man. We gotta figure out a way to go because
right?
I just can't. That opportunity, I just can't let it slide.
Not only that, but I think it would be cool to go with someone who's from there,
familiar, right?
From there, and also familiar with that country because, I mean, we can always go, but I think it would be even a better experience with someone who's from there.
For sure. 100%. I definitely agree with you. But yeah, we'll see how how everything goes. Yeah. But yeah, that's definitely something we have on the horizon. Hopefully that happens. And if that does happen, we'll definitely hopefully record our trip and everything.
I think people would enjoy seeing that too. Because that would be our biggest family trip.
I think so.
So far. Because we've been to Colorado, but
right, that's
a flight from here to Colorado.
It's a pretty long flight still, but yeah,
it's nothing compared to going to Korea. Right. Like I was actually thinking about
layaway.
A layover.
Layaway. What the hell?
Where are you gonna lay away?
I said layaway. Oh my gosh, no, layover.
Yeah, okay. Layover. So I was thinking like, okay, so Ari will be, he would be 8 months by that time. Asher will be a little over 3 years. And I'm like, I can't imagine going directly from Florida to Korea, which is, I think it's like a 14 to 16 hour flight with 2 little kids. I'm like, no way. So I'm like, maybe a layover would be nice. So I was looking at a layover from Florida to Toronto. And then the layover is like 30 something hours. I was like, oh, great. We can stay overnight. The kids can like sleep or whatever. And then go from Toronto to Korea, which is still a really long flight, but it's shorter from going to Florida to Korea.
Correct.
Because I don't know how we're gonna start. Maybe it won't be too bad. I don't know.
Yeah, but we'll have to figure that out because maybe Ari's gonna have to stay with your parents.
Oh, I would not leave Ari. We would literally be gone for almost 2 weeks. I don't see an issue with that. Oh my God, no way. No way. I don't mind leaving the kids maybe for like 3 nights max, but 2 weeks without my baby?
Right. I think
that's what you say now, but there's no way. And Ari, anyways, he's free. It's not like we have to pay for a ticket.
I'm not saying to pay. I'm saying
it is a little bit more when you have a baby, compared to a toddler. Because a toddler, I
think Ashley would be fine to bring, but
yeah,
I think leaving him with her parents for maybe a week.
My mom mentioned that. I'm like, Mom, no.
I think we'll have to talk about that, but I think it'll be fine. But that's what we have planned in the future with my brother and everything. But pivoting here to another topic, because obviously with this new podcast, we said we're going to speak about also current events and not always about anime. We'll be speaking about our lives and current events and stuff. But in the news,
which I think we need to come up with a better way of pivoting.
Yeah.
Instead of saying we're pivoting right now.
Yeah. Right. A segue. We need get a perfect segue to move to a different topic.
But you can say Well, did you see that Kanye West stuff going on?
Sure. I guess that could be a good way to pivot.
Yeah.
You know, so okay, whatever. We'll figure it out.
I know, we're learning. We're learning together.
But no, you know, we've been keeping up with the news.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, and
somewhat.
you know, you bought some Yeezys, and you know, we're big fans of Kanye and stuff like that. But
I would say I'm a big fan.
But we listen to his music. I wouldn't go
overboard. Yeah.
You know, we buy his the shoes that he's affiliated with and stuff.
For sure.
But yeah, in the news, you know, he's been back at it again. You know, and I feel like with Kanye, you know, he's been having these kind of things like the last couple years and everything.
Yeah.
You know, ever since, you know, his mother passed away and everything. It's kind of, you know, his life has been going on this interesting
downhill
path. I don't think it's downhill. I think it's just that he's, you know, he's
media makes it seem media makes it out to be that he's going downhill.
Right.
When in reality, I kind of side with Kanye in a lot of different topics that he talks about.
Right. Yeah, you know, the thing is, you know, everybody has their issues. Everybody goes through life. You know, we're all experiencing this life, and nobody really understands what the hell this life is all about, right?
Yeah.
We're just here experiencing it, and you know, we're trying to make the best of it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so Kanye is basically, you know, a lot of these companies are like dropping him and stuff. Specifically, Adidas, which is the new company that he was with because of his Yeezys, the shoes that he you know, Kanye shoes.
Yeah.
And you know, it's interesting because they dropped them, and Kanye is one of their biggest money makers.
Probably the biggest money maker.
Yeah, he's
a billionaire.
Well, I think probably he was worth, because I believe I saw on Twitter that now because of this split, Kanye is now worth 400 million. Because the thing about the word stuff, even with us, when you go to these websites, they say, "Oh, StruckByBelz worth this much money."
I know.
I wish I had that much money.
That's funny that you mentioned that, because I looked it up like months ago, and then it says that we're like worth more than $1 million. Yeah,
I'm like, whoa.
Where's that? The $1 million is not in our bank account. Where's that money?
Where that money at? But but like it's all. But also, it could be about assets and you know, what your value is as a, you know, content creator. I can see that, but. You know, but yeah, we don't really see that part of it. But yet it says that now because of the Adidas split, Kanye is now worth 400 million. But before Adidas, he was probably worth a billion or whatever because of his shoe brands. But yeah.
Do you know exactly? Because I heard what was going on with Kanye, but I don't know exactly, like, what was it that he said or did that made like all these different companies drop him? Because I don't know.
Right. I feel like everything kind of started when when Adidas started copying. Well, Kanye said that I guess they are, but they were copying a version of one of his Yeezys design in another shoe, and he was upset with them because of that fact. And you know, he was talking about it and stuff like that. But I think it started there, but then he started going on a tangent. You know, Kanye, he does a lot of ranting. Yeah. You know, he goes different places and he rants about different things, whatever. But I think he said some like anti-Semitic, a lot of anti-Semitic stuff. Statement. Yeah, you know, he was spewing a lot of hate stuff or whatever. But you know, it is what it is. So, you know, he this is what Kanye does, right? And people just said, you know what, we're not gonna deal with it. And I think he brought up Jews and stuff like that. He started saying some stuff. So, you know, I don't really know the details, but that's what I saw online on Twitter. Yeah. But that's where I think all the companies and, you know, even NBA players, they were signed with them through an organization. I believe Jaylen Brown, they kind of, you know, they left them and Adidas dropped them. People were, you know, left his companies and stuff like that. So I believe yesterday there was a report he went to the Skechers building, and the Skechers people had to walk him out because I guess he was trying to go and
make a deal with
the Yeezys, but they were like, nah, and they just walked them out. So that was online too, whatever.
That's interesting.
But you know, a lot of stuff you read online, you don't know if it's true, if it's not true. A lot of stuff gets talked about and stuff.
I feel like I don't agree. Like, I don't know what he said, but if he said anything along the lines of like anything that's like racist or anything like that, I don't agree with that at all. But I do think that he says a lot of controversial things. And, you know, some people like that he's outspoken. Some people don't. But I think social media makes him look like the bad guy, like on some topics, you know, like, for example, you know, he was married to Kim Kardashian at some point. And
the curse of the Kim Kardashians.
Sure, whatever you want to call it. But, you know, they would always like side with the Kardashians, you know, calling him crazy or like he needs to be put in like a mental hospital. And, you know, those things, I'm kind of like, we don't know the truth. Like, did it really go down like that? Or is social media trying to push this narrative that Kanye West is crazy and it really went down this way when it really didn't, you know? So I think there's, like with social media, you have to be so careful with like what you believe because a lot of the stuff that's out there is not even true. Yeah,
and you know, we experienced that at a smaller scale, like, you know, a lot of
true.
The thing is, you know, when something goes on the internet, it's like it
damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, but it has a life of its own. It takes on a life of its own.
Yeah.
And yeah, the internet is a very interesting thing, man, because you know, it can be very good, but it can also be very, very bad. And a lot of either way you look at it. But you know, because it can be used by good people or bad people. Anybody could use it. Anybody that wants to, you know, put hate on your name, spew hatred, or like even. But you know what's crazy is like hatred always seems to
win.
Catches especially fire on the internet. It's like the main thing that it drives the clicks, it drives the views, it drives the revenue, and that's the dangerous thing about the internet because it's not real life. It is not real life, but a lot of people take it as it is real life. But you know, it is what it is. But and obviously, you know, we do a lot of our things on the internet, and we try to spread as much positivity through our videos as much as possible. But yeah, a lot of this negativity sometimes, you know, it just outweighs the positivity for some reason, and it's something with the human nature where we crave that negativity. But look, it is what it is. You know, like I said, we don't even understand what this reality really is about. Yeah. People will give you different takes on, oh, this shit's a simulation. And a lot of time you're like, man, there's a lot of weirdness here. Like, it's like every day there's always something, you know, like it's like somebody's clicking a button. It's like, oh, you know, let's do this, let's do that. And like, you know, it's very weird sometimes. You know, Elon Musk or Neil deGrasse Tyson will talk about, you know, how we're in a simulation and stuff. But on the other hand, you know, these kind of influential people don't believe in they don't believe in like God or anything like that.
Yeah, like a higher being.
Yeah, but they believe in simulation. So, you know, who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? We don't know. I just know that this reality is not what it really seems. Like there's something off about this world, and we probably will never know. But you know, maybe after that we'll know what the purpose of us being here is and what this reality is all about.
And that's the funny thing is like that's that one thing that like science can't answer. Like you have to live through it, even though you're technically dead, you know, like you have to go through that experience of death to know what's on the other side. And yes, there's people who actually have died and came back to life and they have shared their stories,
near-death experiences.
And a lot of them like have almost similar experiences, like seeing like the tunnel at the light, like the light at the end of the tunnel, not the light at the end of the tunnel, but there's like a tunnel with light, and just like that lady that we were listening to, like you know, she was supposedly talking to God,
right?
Which
that
is
was
crazy.
A crazy story.
Yeah. So like you said, we really don't know what's after this until we experience that, and like science can't even tell us what's after this. Like you just need to go through it yourself, because it might be different for everybody. Really, we might all have different experiences.
Yeah. Again, you know, I speak to you about this all the time when you know, as I grew as a person throughout this world, from when I was young to now, you know, I started realizing that a lot of this world really just revolves around the individual, because you know, everyone can tell you what this is or what this isn't, or you know, can teach you different things or whatever, but at the end of the day, you're the experiencer, and you're the one that's traveling through this world, and you know, that's experiencing this world. No, you can't experience the world for someone else. You can only experience the world for yourself. And that's what I've realized, that a lot of it is singular. You know, a lot of it, like And I feel like when you go that route, I feel like everything kind of makes sense in some ways. There's still some unanswered questions, but it does mix it a little more understandable, because you look at it, there's a lot of people on this planet. For example, I hear, we're Christians, right? We're Christians and everything. And I hear people say, oh, with the Bible and everything. I grew up with it. At first I was Catholic, and then I converted to Christianity, I believe somewhere around my freshman year or whatever. But people will say that we all go to heaven, or we go to the other place, which is hell, whatever. But what I see that's weird about that is that there's so many of us. Like, there is a crazy amount of human beings here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, all of us gonna go to heaven, or all of us gonna go to hell? Like, that's a lot of people. And for what purpose? You know what I'm saying? Why is there a need for every single person? Like, you go to a football stadium. I've been to like a couple football stadiums, whatever. And you look at how many people that's in that stadium. And that's only a couple hundred thousand, like
thousands.
10,000 or whatever. Yeah. And you're like, whoa, this is a lot. All these people have their lives. All these people have children. All these people have jobs and everything. And you start being like, yo, this is a lot of people. So you're like, in my mind, I'm like, man, all these people are going to heaven. What exactly is this? You know what I'm saying? So, and we live on a planet, and you look at the stars and the star systems and everything. And it's not only us. There's billions, trillions of planets out there. Yeah. And there's definitely life out there when you look at all these other
There's a possibility.
Worlds. Man, I think there is. And I think, what drove me down this path of like, starting to like asking bigger questions and understanding this stuff. Because me, I was always a military guy. And I never subscribed to the fact, oh, alien this, alien that. Because I remember when you were watching that documentary one time in Washington.
No, it wasn't one time. It was a phase in my life.
Right. It was a phase in your life where you were watching these alien documentaries. I'm like, yo, what the hell is this? Melanie talking about aliens.
YouTube videos.
Yeah, Melanie talking about aliens and da-da-da and all these random people.
A little too obsessed, because I thought like an alien was going to come to our window and abduct me. No, that's why I actually stopped.
Right.
Because I would hear of, I'm sorry to interrupt
you. Go ahead.
But I stopped watching these videos because I would see people's experience of aliens coming and abducting them. And I was like terrified that was going to happen to me. That's why I stopped.
Yeah. And that's where I don't subscribe to the fear aspect. Because that's when that's another thing. Because another thing that you should try to overcome in this world is the fear aspect. Because at the end of the day, there's no need to be afraid, because we don't know. Why are we scared of something that we don't know? Like a death person. A lot of people, a lot of their fear is like boils down to death. And I'm like, there's no reason to fear, because we don't know what's after death. Yeah. So we don't know what comes before that either. So, or we don't know what comes before life either, because when my earliest memory, I don't even remember being born. Yeah. My earliest memory is being in a car with my uncle.
You always tell me that.
I always tell you, I'm like, I don't even remember before that. So it's like, who knows? So my point is, you were always in this alien stuff, and I was always a military guy, and I didn't subscribe to that. But a few years ago, I think it was the New York Post or whatever, released an article about how, there was like these UFOs or whatever they call them, UAPs. And there was some very high level government officials, and I'm a military guy. So I pay attention to that stuff. And I'm like, wait a second, this ain't just random Joe talking about this now. These are like Pentagon officials, military people, ex-CIA talking about there's these UAPs, these UFOs in the sky that they don't know what they are. And I'm like, wait, so if this is actually like, if there's some truth to this, what else is true? You know what I'm saying? So that's when I started, being like, wait, like
questioning.
That's when I really started questioning, because I'm like, wait, because I really thought this world was black, like very scientific, very like,
there's like
I'm with the facts, whatever I see, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Or whatever you were taught, growing up. It's like, this is the way to do it. And like, you have to do this and that. And you have to believe in that and this. Like, I think every majority of the people were raised that way. So like, think not outside of the box, but like kind of
inside of the box,
like inside of the box, and
right.
like kind of like controlled in a way.
Correct. And that's when I started looking at these things like, wait, is this a form of control? Like a lot of these little things that we're taught when we're kids and we're put in this box.
Yeah.
You know, are we being controlled in some way? But you know, and that's when everything kind of like my you know, I started thinking about a lot of things deeply, because I'm like, wait, you know, because sometimes I used to be like, you know, stuff would come up and I'm like, whatever, this is just whatever.
Like you pay no mind to it.
But now I'd be like, wait, and then I started thinking about like, could something like this be possible? And I had to understand that yes, anything in this world is possible. Anything. The mere fact that you're able to think of something means that it's possible. Because it wouldn't be possible if you couldn't think of it. The fact that you're able to think of it means that it's possible. So, you know, and you know, there's a new report, because last year there was a report by the Pentagon saying there was like because they're not looking at prior cases, like from like, you know, Roswell way back in the day. They're looking at more recent cases, right? So they looked at last year's cases, and there was like 144 incidences of UAPs or reports or whatever, and they were only able to identify 100. They only able to identify 1 out of 144. So 143, they didn't know what they were.
Yeah.
So there's another report coming out actually very soon.
Halloween, right? You said
by Halloween. Yes,
around
it's coming
Halloween.
out. It's coming out October 31st, I believe.
So on Halloween.
It's either October 31st or tomorrow, Friday, it'll come out. But they said it's on time, and it's supposed to be due before the end of October. So maybe Halloween.
Yeah.
So, you know, that should hopefully have more information on this stuff. But the fact that they're saying that it's not something that they know what it is. It's not from the United States inventory, the Russian inventory, or the Chinese inventory, which is the top 3 military in the world. It's very interesting because now you're like, wait, because you hear all these documentaries about shadow governments, and there's a government that's operating, you know, at another level than our main government that people actually see.
I do believe. I believe.
I believe in that, because I'm like, wait,
I believe
that would make sense.
That the president. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No.
No, like the president is like the face. But yes, I don't think that he makes all the decisions, but like he does have like an assistant. What would you call them? Like
no,
they have
advisors.
Advisors, that kind of like push them to make a certain decision. And I think there's people above the president that we don't know about that are making maybe like world decisions, maybe kind of more like a world's government.
One Piece, but
like One Piece,
right? No, but
I didn't get that from One Piece.
Sure, but no, but you see, like a lot of this deep thinking stuff, you see it in stories too, and I feel like a lot of writers are onto this, you know, and I'm not sure if Oda's onto it.
True, yeah,
but you could see a lot of writers in different stories are onto, like, you know, something beneath the eye, something that you can't see, but it's there. It's like beyond what we can see, beyond what we know. And there might be, you know, I don't know for sure. I don't know the facts.
Yeah.
But what I do know is something is off about this world. Something is off. It's not as simple as we think it is.
Yeah.
There is it's not just these governments and doing this government, you know, hoopla and going to war and whatever. Nah, it ain't all about that. There's something else there, but we just don't know what it is just yet.
Yeah.
And you know, we probably will never know because we're probably in this box. But you know,
we're in a bubble.
Correct. And I think Kanye, that he speaks to that a lot of times.
Yeah.
And people don't really I guess people can't really relate to that, but because people are not thinking that deeply. They're stuck in that hamster wheel where they're like on a hamster wheel Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, working, get my 2 day weekend.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Because, you know, majority of the people who like, let's say, work 9 to 5, it's like that's the only way they can't, like, you know, they need to support their family. And so, you know, we just need to break out of that. It's hard to break out of that because the way that the system is set up is like that's the only way to succeed.
Survive. That's the only way to survive.
To survive, yeah.
Correct.
To survive. So now I feel like with our generation and the generations to come, we're slowly like breaking out of that.
Correct.
With social media. Like social media, like you can use it for good and bad. But in this instance, I think it's like a good thing to spread, you know, also, you know, to spread not misinformation, but to shed light on like the wrong in this world. The, you know, like the racism going on. Like back then there was no real media except for like the newspaper. But now there's so many different outlets that you can use to shed truth. And, you know, even with our iPhones, like you capture something and like someone's already posting it, you know, or someone's like live streaming it. So I think that's a good way that social media is being used.
Yeah, for sure. I could definitely see that as well. But yeah, we're just gonna have to see. I'm actually very interested in that report coming out in October. There's a lot of guys that I listen to, you know, they're in this subject, and that they're the only ones I listen to because I don't listen to the other stuff. You know, because you'll find a lot of documentaries and different things that kind of lead you down this rabbit hole that just goes very, very deep. And you know, you can't really subscribe to that. But again, anything is possible. Anything. But I listened to that guy. I think his name is Luis Elizondo.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
I told you about him.
Yeah.
He's the one that was like head of the program and everything. And I listened to his interviews. And, you know, I'm a military guy, so I pick up on different things that he says. And to be honest, it's kind of concerning. It's kind of concerning, some of the things that he says. And, you know, but we'll see. We'll see if Congress actually gets down to the bottom of it. Because, you know, a lot of this other stuff, you know, with wars and inflation and all that stuff, that's all, look,
it's relevant.
It's relevant. But what this is bigger than anything else. Like, because that could basically make everything else irrelevant. So, you know, and if it is true, which they're saying it is true, and people have been lying and holding it back and whatever, it's gonna be interesting to see how, you know, how we move forward as a society if that does come out, because the conversation is gonna change if that happens and we get actual proof of this stuff. But you know, that's you know what we'll have to see about that. But on the Kanye point, you know, I don't agree with certain things that Kanye said. I feel like sometimes you know, everybody goes through their issues. Yeah. But yeah, it's, you know, they're trying to cancel him right now, and we could get into another conversation about cancel culture with Andrew Tate and not Kanye and all that stuff. Like
Andrew Tate can be a whole podcast in itself.
He can be another thing to talk about. But
yeah,
but yeah, you know,
I didn't really know much about him until like you mentioned him, and then all of a sudden he's on my YouTube recommendations, and he says a lot of controversial things. I'm just like,
that's the thing. And that's the thing about society now.
Yeah,
being controversial
is the thing.
No, being controversial will get you canceled.
True.
That is the thing about now, because now, you know, like you said, we have the internet, we have the thing where we're policing people and everything, but we're also we're playing a dangerous game where we're trying to police people, but I feel like we're policing too much, because this is what happens. I've been in the military.
Being censored.
This is what happens when someone gets power and they get a new rule down, and they feel like it's advantageous to them to keep you in check and keep you in control, they will use that against you. So I'm just saying, you know, we're police, we're doing this, so that's cool and all, but we have to be very, very careful, because some of these people in power, like they're power hungry, they love control, and it could get very, very interesting if we're not careful.
I do think it's important to allow people to have freedom of speech. So enough about that. What was your episode of the week for this week, anime wise?
Right. So we're getting to some anime now. So back to like anime stuff. Okay, so this season of anime is obviously amazing. You know, we've been getting so many great animes coming out, great episodes. I want to talk about My Hero Academia for a bit, before we actually get into the episode of the week. My Hero Academia, to me, I love My Hero Academia. Some of my favorite characters are from My Hero Academia. Um, My Hero Academia came on the scene, I believe, around Dragon Ball Super days. It was Dragon Ball Super days. My Hero Academia came on
Yes,
the scene.
yeah.
Um, first and second season, obviously we started reacting to My Hero Academia towards the second season. Um, I really, really loved My Hero. Third season, amazing as well. But for some reason, these last few years, specifically, I believe it was the last 2 years, My Hero has kind of taken a dip. I feel like a lot of people, and you could tell from like views related to certain channels. You could look at the views and you could be like, My Hero took a dip a bit. But I also look at it as with the conversation online, and you see people sometimes speaking negatively on My Hero or calling My Hero mid and all that stuff, and it's very different from how it was, in the early days of My Hero, when people were very excited for My Hero Academia. And I don't really know. Well, I kind of know what happened. I kind of know what shifted the conversation a bit. And, Horikoshi, the mangaka for My Hero, maybe it has something to do with the storytelling and his writing, and people are not really, probably don't really like certain parts of his writing, which I could definitely understand, because for us, we don't read the manga. We only watch the anime. And specifically, I believe it was season 4 and season 5. There was a lot of parts of My Hero, those seasons, where it got very, I wouldn't say boring, but it felt like it wasn't My Hero. It felt like you were watching a different anime sometime. It felt like, obviously the characters of My Hero Academia, they're in high school, they're in school and everything. And, they're doing school activities. But I feel like most people that enjoy My Hero Academia don't enjoy My Hero Academia for the school activities and stuff like that. Sure, you could have a couple episodes of that, show us a little bit of that. But when it becomes a whole arc of that, I think that's where a lot of people have issues, because people are not watching My Hero Academia for that. And you could really see it when it came to the anime, because the anime, not only did the anime started including, like, making the pacing a little, worse, because it's a seasonal anime. So for a seasonal anime to have some pacing issues, that's a red flag. And that happened because they were working on the movies, on the My Hero Academia movies. And a lot of people were upset about that. And those arcs were such a drag for people. They started checking out on My Hero Academia. For me. Well, yeah,
I didn't really enjoy it.
I didn't enjoy it as well. Yeah. Some episodes in those arcs I liked. With the school festival arc. Yeah. The Class A versus Class B arc, or whatever. I like certain episodes from them. Yeah. But like for the most part, it was very not so good episodes. They were okay. They were better than your, not so great animes episodes. But for My Hero Academia, we expect much more. Yeah. Right? People want to be hyped. People want to see great story. People want to see great action. That's what people watch My Hero Academia for. We don't watch My Hero Academia to see kids in school doing school music, dance. That's fun for 1 or 2 episodes. But when it becomes like 10 episodes, 12 episodes, people are like, yo, this is not even the same anime anymore. And I feel like a lot of that changed when All Might took a step back. That's what changed My Hero. When All Might lost his powers and Deku became the person with One for All, I started seeing a negative trend with My Hero Academia. And, it saddens me. It saddens me because I really enjoy My Hero. Like, the OSTs are amazing. Yeah. The fights are amazing. The feels that My Hero Academia makes you feel are amazing. Like, it makes you feel like there's hope. Like, when I watch these kind of My Hero Academia episodes, I feel hope. I feel like hopeful for anything. I just have that hopeful feeling. And, ever since All Might kind of left, we haven't seen it as much. But yeah, season 6 is kind of going back. I feel like season 6 is kind of going back to what we all loved about My Hero, and I feel like season 6 is bringing My Hero back to where it's supposed to be. Yeah. Because I feel like My Hero Academia should be at the level where people are like, oh, Chainsaw Man, oh, Bleach. I'm like, damn, what about My Hero?
Yeah.
Where's all the My Hero?
Yeah.
And I'm like, season 6 has been awesome so far.
It has been.
Some people have been talking about it, but I feel like most people are giving attention to other animes.
Because a lot of, like you said, a lot of people kind of like checked out.
Correct.
A couple seasons ago.
A lot of people checked out.
So now people are like, a lot of people probably don't even want to give the new season a chance because it was such a disappointment in the past that they're just like, well, there's better animes now. Like, why am I going to give My Hero Academia the time of day? You know?
No, 100%. I definitely agree with you with that. And, you know, that's where I feel like My Hero Academia kind of messed up a bit. And, you know, again, it's not only anime people that they're complaining.
The
Manga people I've been seeing people complain about the manga sometimes online as well. And, you know, people are saying the manga is kind of at a good place, whatever. But I always see here and there, you know, people complain about whatever. But
people complain about everything.
Everything, right. But it is interesting to see that, you know, sometimes people don't enjoy Horikoshi's writing. People will say, oh, they didn't like this and like that. And there's always a controversy about this person or this certain name or, you know, there's always some drama, right? I always see some kind of drama.
Around My Hero.
Yeah, there's always some kind of drama involved in people in My Hero. I see people complaining about My Hero Academia or whatever, the latest chapter.
Does that, I feel like, does that bother you?
No, that doesn't bother me.
No?
It doesn't bother me. But because I don't know exactly what they're talking about.
Oh,
okay. I don't read the manga.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but
regarding the manga
right,
itself.
but then when the anime comes around, then I really see, oh, okay, this is what people are probably talking about. So, you know, maybe the writing, you know, maybe Horikoshi in his writing sometimes people don't really enjoy certain things about his writing. But you know, I still have a lot of hope for My Hero Academia, and I would love for people to actually, you know, give My Hero Academia
another chance.
Not another chance, but you know, watch season 6, because season 6 so far has been amazing. I think we're like, what, 4 episodes in right now?
Yes, 4 episodes. Yeah, 4 episodes.
Yeah, we're 4 episodes into season 6. You know, great characters like Merkel going crazy. Yeah. Shigaraki just woke up. Dude got all for one. You know, and you know, we haven't really seen a crazy animated episode for My Hero just yet. But the story's pretty good. The story's pretty good so far. And I feel like people need to give it a chance a little bit more. And, you know, I think season 6, if they come out with crazy episodes, animated wise, you know, we could be back on the map with My Hero Academia.
Or just like consistent with, you know, because we've had 4 great episodes. So if they're like consistent throughout the season, then I can see it probably becoming more popular again. But to be honest with you, Chainsaw Man and Bleach.
Yeah, that's tough.
If I had to choose which one I'm gonna watch right now, like forget about the previous seasons, I'll probably have to put Chainsaw Man. Damn, but freaking Bleach is really good right now too. Like Chainsaw Man and Bleach is like, they're kind of like a tie, but I wouldn't go for My Hero first. You know, that's not my first choice between the new animes of this season. So I kind of like can understand why people are like they're not really missing out on, not that they're not missing out on anything, but there's so many different options this season that they don't want to even try watching My Hero because we have great animes like Chainsaw Man and Bleach that have great stories and great animation as well. Yeah,
I definitely see what you mean by that. It's in a tough spot because, but even then, you know, we've had before, you know, My Hero would be going up against Attack on Titan. There's certain season you have My Hero and Attack on Titan.
That is true. That happened like probably what, 1 season, maybe 2.
Well, I think multiple seasons I've seen My Hero and Attack on Titan going up, you know, at the same time.
Now I can't even see that as a possibility. Like last season, like I can't see like last season My Hero Academia going against Attack on Titan.
Well, I don't basically mean against. I mean because we're not really versing them each.
That's what you're saying.
They're going like you could watch them at the same time. They're part of the same season.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, Chainsaw Man this week was incredible.
Yeah.
This MAPPA just came out and just did just animated that episode so well. You know, like I don't think it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough because I love Bleach. I love Bleach. I love everything about Bleach so far. But people make great points sometimes that Bleach is older anime coming back, yes, it has an established fan base.
Yeah.
But a lot of new anime fans are probably not going to watch Bleach, or probably not going to get invested in Bleach because it takes so many episodes to catch up to this point. And people are not in the business of sitting down to watch 300 plus episodes.
Yeah, I get that.
And I can relate to that. I'm like, damn.
Because we had to do that.
Yeah, we had to do that. But I'm like, damn, the more casual fan won't really do that. So Chainsaw Man will be more up their avenue because Chainsaw Man is brand new, it's fresh, it has great animation, great characters, and they could start the journey with Chainsaw Man.
And a great story so far.
Great story so far. We don't really know the story too well just yet, but we started getting a glimpse of it last episode. But yeah, they're basically with everyone, and they could be a part of the conversation with everyone every week. Yeah. Compared to Bleach, like even if they start Thousand Year Blood War episode 1 to, I think we're in episode 3 right now. You know, they're not gonna really understand a lot of things. You know, they have to go back all the way to actually fully get the story. So they're not gonna want to do that. Or
even to learn like the characters too, 100%. And their backstories and like what has happened in the past 300
and
episodes.
They might not even want to watch those old episodes because the old animation back in the day wasn't as great. So
just watch a recap video.
Right. Just watch a recap video. Right. That's probably what a lot of people do. To be honest, they watch a recap video and they say they're good.
Because Bleach is such a popular anime. I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't want to miss out just because they haven't watched 300 episodes.
100%. But yeah, I'd have to give my episode of the week to Chainsaw Man.
Didn't we say that? We said that last week too.
Yeah, we did. We did, didn't we?
And they just been coming through.
Yeah, Chainsaw Man has just been killing it. Did we say Chainsaw Man won last week?
Yes, we did. We did. Yeah, last week we said that, like overall, like Bleach is like a great anime, but the episode of the week we gave it to.
Yeah, Denji, man. We love him as a character. Like Denji is just, he's not your typical anime character, and you know, he just sticks to his guns. He's about the boobs. He's about the copping the feel. And he's copping the feel. That's what he wants, man. And
he knows what that's a man that knows what he wants.
He knows what he wants, man. That's
very decisive.
It makes him strong.
Yeah.
It makes him strong.
Yeah, man. He's awesome. I love him as a character. You actually just showed me a cosplay of someone who cosplayed Chainsaw Man. Remember on Twitter? That was that was amazing. Fire. I was like, that's the best cosplay I've ever seen. Like this guy literally had like a chainsaw attached to his head.
Yeah, that was
I don't know if you guys have seen it. It was like on Twitter or something like that.
Yeah, that was fire. That was awesome. I think I retweeted it. But nah, man. Dope episodes this week. My Hero Academia is getting to a point where Shigaraki's probably gonna go crazy because he has All for One and he's stronger now. So the next episodes of My Hero Academia are probably gonna be insane. So hopefully more people jump on board with the My Hero Academia hype. I definitely want to see more people talk about My Hero because I feel like I'm not seeing it enough. I'm like, why are people not talking about it? Like, let's talk about My Hero. Like, what's
especially
going on?
Right now, it's actually really good.
And you know, one thing I think Horikoshi's gonna have to do. I think early Naruto kind of had the same, not the same issue, but they kind of had. I know you never seen Naruto. They kind of had a similar. He had a similar issue where Naruto was kind of getting to a point where people was kind of getting uninterested. But then they had a time skip, and where Naruto Shippuden came and Naruto grew up. He started from like this little boy like this, and he became so tall, and it's called Naruto Shippuden, and they all became older, you know, then they started becoming, and he really started moving towards the becoming, because Naruto's dream was always to become Hokage. And he started moving towards the path of becoming Hokage when he became older, instead of this little boy, this little kid. Yeah. And I think My Hero needs that. My Hero,
like a time skip with Deku.
Yeah, they need something where Deku, Bakugo, Todoroki, the crew, they grow. They need something where they grow up. I'm so with you on that. Deku this is the story about Deku becoming the #1 hero. Deku ain't gonna become the #1 hero by being a kid. Okay, let's say he becomes the #1 by being a kid. What?
I see what you're saying.
I'm like, bro, what are we doing here?
I really like that idea of doing of having a time skip and having like the core group, you know, become adults and becoming heroes.
Yeah, like imagine Deku #3 hero, Bakugo #2 or #1, like that. You know, that I feel like that's where we're at. We're like, okay, come on, let's,
because it's been a couple years already.
Let's get, you know, this is what we want. We want to see these guys, you know, become the All Might, become the Endeavor, you know, and obviously we're at the point right now. Endeavor's
like they're
number
still in the process of becoming heroes right now.
Right. Exactly. They're like provisional license.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, these guys are not even full-fledged heroes yet. We need to get to that point, you know, and I think that's where Horikoshi needs to take it. He needs to take it to that point for that, so that people can get even more invested in My Hero again. Because I think that's what's going to take My Hero to the next step.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but I think that would be a great idea. And I think that would get more people back on, you know, back watching My Hero, knowing that, oh, Deku's older now. Like, let me see, like, what's new. Because right now people are probably like, oh, he's still becoming a hero. Like, right. You know, there's like, what really is new about it? You know?
Yeah, and instead of being called My Hero Academia, because obviously the academia point makes it to where they are kids.
True.
Maybe call it to where My Hero Shippuden. I don't know. I'm just saying. But My Hero something else.
Yeah.
And, you know, you get these guys older. You get these guys as actual heroes, ranked heroes. And, you know, we go to work, new villains, you know, that's what we need. But right now, season 6 is awesome. I can't wait to see Endeavor shine. I'm still waiting on that point because Endeavor's my favorite character.
Yep.
But, yeah, Chainsaw Man, best episode this week.
Yeah.
I'd have to give Bleach probably number 2 and My Hero number 3. I think I'd go. I
think next week is going to change up a little bit.
I think next week might be.
I think My Hero might be 1 or 2 next week just because of where we left off.
Shigaraki.
Yeah, this episode of this week.
For sure. But yeah, guys, that was the podcast this week. That was
almost an hour long.
Yeah, StruckByBelz Cooldown. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
And follow us on Instagram and on Twitter. Link in the description below.
Definitely, guys. We'll see you guys later. Peace out.